People that are still being colonized are people that don't ask questions. People that don't read history books. You don't watch history podcasts. You don't watch podcasts to know yourself. That's why Christianity can just come out and tell you anything and you believe because you don't ask questions. That's why in Nigeria we have, apart from oil and gas, we have other mineral resources. We have gold. They founded gold in the north a few years ago. No one is asking about the gold. No one is asking where is the gold going to. It's pretend stealing the gold. We have gold. No one is saying anything. Everybody is just shouting for oil and gas. But we have gold. We have other mineral resources. No one is asking questions. No one is saying anything about it. Christianity will condition your mindset not to ask questions. That's why they say, if this one happen, don't ask questions. Don't question God. They say you should not question God. They will condition you not to ask questions. That is why if you want to break away from new colonization, you have to break away from religious mindset first. You have to break away from Christianity. So you can start asking questions. Christianity is the religion that force you or make you not to ask questions. So you have to break away from Christianity mindset or religious mindset so you can start asking questions. People have a lot of questions to ask, but because of church and Christianity say don't ask questions, don't question God, they keep quiet. That is why once it's time for people to rise up, once people begin to rise up for a revolution, instead of your useless men of God to be promoting them and telling them to come out, your men of God will be preaching rubbish against the revolution, saying people should not come out, that when the time comes for Nigeria to get better, Nigeria will get better. Once the time comes for Nigeria to get better, Nigeria will get better. No need of revolution. They'll be preaching, they will be father. The first thing to do with is this Christianity mindset. Really, we should just reduce the population in church. Once people break away from religious mindset, the population in church will reduce by 70%. Because you're not going to church to do anything again, since when you are going, they're just preaching rubbish to you. 80% of what they're teaching is total nonsense, total rubbish. One people coming up for protest, I tell them you should not protest. That once you want to reach the time for God to change Nigeria or for God to change Africa, God will change Africa. Yeah, God will sit down in heaven, from heaven, and say, Africa, you will change, you people to change, and everyone will change. That's to advise people not to come out for protest. Because they know that if Nigeria change today, that money that they are stealing from you, they will not be able to steal it again. If Nigeria change today, all the money they are stealing from you, they will not be able to steal it again. Because once people begin to, why most people don't ask questions? Because of poverty. Poverty will make you, it's just like, let me give you an example, let me paint a picture. Just like I come to you to come and beg for food, and you say, and I'm very hungry, and you say, before you give me this food, I'll have to sweep your whole compound. I will not ask questions, I'll just say, okay, no, it's just because I'm hungry, I'll just pick broom and sweep your compound, and you give me food. That is like poverty is. Once you are poor, you will not ask questions. Or else you start to break away from poverty. That's why if maybe 60 or 70% of the population become wealthy or rich, or let me say even in the middle class, the population of the church will reduce totally, it will drop, because people will not see reason of going to church again, because they'll say, why am I going to church? Since when I was going to church, I was just going to pray, die by fire, God give me money, I want to be rich. Now I'm already wealthy, so why are you going to church again? Because most people go to church to pray for God to bless them. Now God have already blessed them, so what are they going to church to go and do? So once you break away from Christianity mindset, You start asking questions. You want to break away from poverty. That creates that religious mindset and poverty will keep you. That's why most Africans don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Let's start asking questions. Let's start asking questions. A politician can a politician did not win election and the court order that person is a winner, just like what happened in Imo State. Someone that took fourth position, they bring the person in power and left someone that is the first or second position. And about 20 million people are quiet. No question, no protest, no revolution, because this is a Christian state. If this thing is an Islam state, everywhere will boil at the same time because people will ask questions. People will say, what does that one mean? How can someone took fourth position, you put the person in power, and you expect, if this is a developed country, people will come out, everywhere will boil at the same time. But because of the place is a Christian state and a poverty state, no one will ask question. Everybody want to eat food first. Everybody, everybody now by the mafia. Kaje chota for mazi yeli first. Kaje chota for mazi yeli first. So no one now have to ask question. Everybody are just looking for how to survive. So until we kill that survivor mentality and that religious mindset, people will never ask question. How can someone that is fourth position enter the president after the governor sits and no one is saying anything, no one is asking question? Everybody are quiet. I expect me to be happy. Everybody are quiet. Look at what they did to Peter Obi in 2024. Peter Obi won. They removed him and put Tinubu. And they say our population is 200 million people, or over 200 million people. Meaning 200 million people kept quiet. 200 million people kept quiet. Hey, Africans, we need to start asking questions. We need to start asking questions. If Peter Obi won in 2024 and it did not smell the presidential seat, it means they can never smell it again. Because one thing you don't know that they pretend, they study you. They study how you react. Once they see that I did not give this person power, everybody are quiet. They will do it next time. They will do it in the next presidential election, and nothing will happen again because they have studied you. They know that if they do not give him the seats, nothing will happen. So they will keep repeating it. In next presidential election, he have 80% tendency of winning again, but he will never smell the seats because Peter B is also a weak man. He said go to court. There are some people, if they win, they will take it by force. So there's nothing like let's go to court. Let everywhere boil at the same time. This is what Jonathan did and left seats for Buhari. He won election. Buhari, Jonathan won an election. The Northerners threatened him to calm down, and he came down. A weak man can never rule a country. Once you're weak, they can threaten you. They can say, I will kill all your children, I will burn down your states if you don't come down. And you will come down. Once you're weak, once they threaten you, the threat will enter you and you'll be forced to come down from the seats. That's why I love what Peter Obi is doing, but weak people can't rule this country. This country is a very heavy country, but weak people can't rule this country. You have to be very strong. You have to be a company that threats cannot pass through you. If not, Or just maybe if you just win, yes, 4 years, then the North will start to threaten him to come down again, just the way they did to Goodluck Jonathan. After they finish threatening, maybe they go and burn down one of his house, or burn down one of his building or factories. Then Baba will rush and come down. That's how it is. We people can rule this country. We need strong men. We need people that are heavy. People that are not weak. It's not that he's weak physically, but he's weak in the mind. His mind is weak. He still think like a weak man. Alright. We need people that have sharp mind. That's the people that their mind is, they don't perceive threat. As in people that love threat. Not people that you start threatening them to come down from the seats and then they'll come down like good Lord Jonathan. So that is it. Africans start asking questions. Ask questions. Juba juju. The only way to break away from new colonization is to ask questions. Read your history books. Watch podcasts. Especially podcasts, maybe when they're interviewing all these modern people that have lived before. Go to YouTube and watch podcasts. Study your history, know your culture. Don't let these fools, Hollywood and Hollywood, to preach against your culture or demonize your culture by promoting nonsense movies. That is demonizing African culture, that make people see African culture as inferiority and nonsense because they are promoting nonsense movies. Start to know your history and start to study and ask questions. Peace out.